This
before
conference will now be recorded.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
When we are trying to download for Linux, it is coming as a shell script. So I did bash and the shell script I ran. Now, how do I know that it is installed?
So if you type Jupyter space notebook, are you able to see the screen? Jupyter
Yes.
notebook is opening in localhost.
Yes.
And Python version, if it is coming 3.7 or like whatever you have installed, whatever is showing in the Anaconda. And also there are another command which you can try. But if Jupyter, Spider, everything is opening, then your installation is successful.
But there's a problem. If I write Python, it says 2 point version. But if I write Python 3, it says 3 version. Is it specific for Linux?
So as I said, right, by default, Python will be installed before, like default in Linux and Mac systems, Python is already installed. But once you install Anaconda, the Anaconda version of Python will also be installed. Yeah, so there will be no problem. If you want to uninstall the previous one, you can do that. Or if you have this Python 3, I can share some command which will, like, every time you open Jupyter notebook, it will always be using Python 3.7, because Jupyter and all other it is Anaconda. uh, the Python 3.7 is installed within Anaconda, and all the other libraries, right? For example, NumPy, Pandas, whatever you're going to install later, everything will be installed inside Anaconda library packages, side packages. So yes, two versions you're getting, because I think prior to this, the default one, right, by Linux and Mac, you'll get Python installed. So
Okay.
that will not create an issue. We can create some environment variable, virtual environment, and we can use any version of Python.
Okay, so for 1 or 2 classes, I would like to get very clear on this, because sometimes yesterday I was trying to do pip install pandas. When I did pip install, it did not install. I tried pip3 install, it gave error. Again, I reran, I set the kernel once again and then did pip install, again it ran. It said first,
Okay,
it said
so
write pip3 install, then it said pip install. So there is a confusion. I think both are clashing or what, I do not understand here.
no problem. So what I will do is, once your organizer has created a group, or maybe I don't know how to share materials, once that is done, so I'll be sharing you a blog or article which will tell you step by step how to install Anaconda in Ubuntu, right?
Okay, that
I
works.
think that will solve your problem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
Okay, no problem. Yeah. And all the other students who are actually installing Anaconda in Ubuntu can follow the same article. Okay, and let me know if you are facing any issues. Okay, so to start with today, we will be looking Jupyter Notebook. Jupyter Notebook, I'll be giving you a quick tutorial on Jupyter Notebook today. So let me close this. So this is how you can open your Jupyter, right? Yesterday I have shown you. Just open your command prompt or terminal and just type Jupyter space notebook, and you will get this. You will get this Jupyter notebook. Now, how to open a new Python? There are two. This is the home page. Jupyter will open in localhost. So if you see, there are two main tabs. One is your upload and one is your new. So I'll explain each of this one by one. Let's start with new. So if I want to create a new Python file and I want to write some code, Python code, how to do that? So first, what you need to do is you need to click on new, and here you can select Python 3, right? Click on Python 3, a new Python file. This is a new notebook. Once it is created, once it is opened, you can rename it. This is untitled something, right? You can rename it to the name that you want. Let's say this is um, Jupyter Notebook Tutorial, right? And then rename. So this has been renamed now, right? So once you had opened a new notebook and you have renamed the file, This is a new notebook. Basically, as I said yesterday, notebook is not only it will allow you to write Python code, but it's actually uh, help you to create documents that contains both code as well as rich text elements. So rich text elements in terms of figure, links, equations, mathematical equations, hyperlinks, YouTube videos, images. I think everything you can include, like Markdown, how you are creating HTML pages, bold, italic, list, order. I mean, so many things you can do, right? You can create nice notes, right, for yourself. So today, not possible to cover everything, but I think this is a very, very detailed uh, tutorial on Jupyter. I think this is more than sufficient to start with, very basic to very advanced level, everything we are going to see, right? So to start with, right, you can see this box that you are looking, right, is nothing but a cell. So it is in Jupyter Notebook, whatever we are writing, we can write the code cell wise, and the code will run one after another cell, right? So to start with, let's first see what all modes are available. So if you see here, and if I click this, I can see there are code, markdown, and heading. These are the three main modes. Leave about heading, code, and markdown. These are the main two categories. Code, by default, it is in code mode. So if it is in code mode, you can write any code. For example, I'm writing Python, some Python code. Let's say I'm just printing hello Python. So don't worry if you don't understand, because we have not started Python, but this is how you can print anything in Python, right? So print followed by any string. So this is how I run my first Python code. So what I did, it is by default, it is in code mode. In the cell, I have typed all my Python code, and then to run this, there is a command here, this triangle symbol you can see. Just click on this run, and it will run, it will execute. uh, Two ways. One is your you can click on all these tabs, or there are keyboard shortcuts. Don't worry if you don't understand now. Slowly, everything, when you start using it, you will be very, very familiar. The keyboard shortcut for run is shift enter. So if you type shift and enter, it will run it, right? But again, as a beginner, you can always click this triangle symbol to run any query, any Python code, right? So this is a code mode where we will write generally the Python code, and we can see the output just below the cell. What if I want to write some text? Let's say I want to give some heading, right? What I will do is, you can see here there is another mode known as heading mode. So just select heading mode and click on OK. So see, now this will, instead of code, let's say I want to write some heading. So I will write, this is heading 1, right? So, and then again I will run shift and enter, right? So this is nothing but a heading. You can see this is heading, right? So what I did, uh, I have given this heading by selecting here heading mode, and then I am just typing whatever text I want to write. Similarly, you can create subheadings. If you feel like it is every time you no need to type this, then you can also use the keyboard shortcut. Keyboard shortcut for heading is, you can type simply, you can type one, you can type after after converting it to edit mode, right? Okay, so before heading, let me explain you what is edit mode and what is command mode. So you can see, just see carefully. This is blue, and then when I'm pressing enter, it is green. Again, when I'm pressing escape, this is blue. Pressing enter, this is green. So you can see two colors, green and blue, right? So there are two modes in Jupyter. One is your edit mode and one is your command mode. So if you want to do any changes, like you want to add a new cell above it, you want to add new cell below it, you want to delete a cell, you want to merge cells, right? You want to give headings, you want to write some text in the markdown mode. Whatever changes you want to do, you can write, you can do all the changes in the edit mode. And whenever you want to write Python code, right, you can write it in the green, the color should be green. How to toggle with how to change between edit mode and command mode. Two keyboards, two keyboard shortcut you need to remember. One is escape and one is enter. Escape and enter, right? This is green. If you press escape, it will become blue. If you press enter, it will become green, right? Any changes, let's say I want to add headings, just press escape. I changed it to blue mode, and then you can type 1. This is for heading 1. If you want subheading, you can type, either you can manually write one more hash, or simply in the in this mode you can type 2. So this is subheading. So for example, this is, I will write, this is heading 2, and to run this, shift and enter, right? So whatever notes I'm creating, everything will be shared to you. Even this class recording will also be shared to you, so don't worry. Don't note down everything, just see carefully, just concentrate here. All the things will be at the end of this class. I will be sharing everything. This class note also I'm going to share with you, so don't worry about noting it down. Just see it carefully and ask me if you have any doubt, right? Similarly, if I want another subheading, so just escape and type 3. So this is subheading 3, and similarly you can create how many subheadings you want. This is subheadings 3. Escape and 4, again heading 4, right? This is how you can create multiple subheadings. Let me repeat. The first thing that we are looking here is how to change from, there are two modes, command mode and edit mode. You can change from one mode to another mode by pressing uh, escape and enter, right? If you want to create headings, you can either do it by selecting this heading, or you can change it to command mode and edit mode, and you can press 1 2 3 4 5. So whatever heading you want, right, whatever size you want, accordingly you can select. Is it clear how to give headings? Is it clear for all? Is it clear?
Ma- Ma'am, I once again explain that blue and the green color. I didn't understand.
Okay. Okay, so just nothing, just if you press escape, this is blue, enter green. So two commands, escape and enter. So if it is green, then I can write any Python code, right? Or Markdown, whatever I will write. If I want to change, if I want to create headings, or I want to enter a cell, I want to create a new cell above it or below it, or I want to delete a cell, any edit I want to do, I can change it to edit mode by pressing escape. Is it clear? So after this class, everything is hands on. You need to do, you need to practice everything yourself. Then it will be very much clear, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the first heading. This is the first thing that we have seen. What all other things we can do? How to add and delete cells, right? Simple thing here. There is plus command. You can simply add. You can simply press plus plus plus, and it will be created new cells. Again, keyboard shortcuts. See, if you if you want to, it's not possible to always remember all these keyboard shortcuts. You will be familiar with everything gradually after using it, but you can also take help. um, if you see here keyboard shortcuts, this is the help. If you see this keyboard shortcuts and if you press this, you can find whatever I'm saying, everything is here. For example, A means insert cell above, B means insert cell below, X means cut selected cells, C means copy selected cells, paste, Z means undo. So no need to remember anything. Whenever, see, 1 2 3 4, just now I have shown you, right? 1 2 3 4 is nothing but headings. So if you forget any time, just see here, take help and do it. change cell to code mode, change cell to markdown mode, right? Everything is there. Save and checkpoint, undo selection. If you press 2 times DD, then it is delete the particular selected cell. You can delete it, right? So these all are the keyboard shortcuts. You should always take help. Even whatever I'm saying, edit mode, press enter to enable. If you press enter, it will be enabled, edit mode. And if you press escape, the command mode will be enabled. So everything is like pretty clear. So these all things you will find inside command mode. If you press escape, then command mode will be enabled. The blue one is the command mode, where you can do, once you have enabled the command mode, all these things you can do. You can insert, you can delete, you can cut, you can copy, you can paste a cell, you can undo selection, you can change the mode to code mode, markdown mode, you can change headings, everything you can do. Once you press enter, you will be entering into the edit mode. Inside edit mode, again you can kind of write your Python code or whatever thing you want to write, you can write. And also these are other things you can do within edit mode, right? So this help is always helpful. So where you can get this help, here is the help, right? Okay, now what I want to do is I want to insert okay, after this I want to insert a cell. So if you as a beginner, if you like are not very much comfortable using keyboard shortcuts, you can always use this um, like tabs, right? And this is nothing but cut. So if I want to cut this, just use this. So it will be useful for cutting any cell, right? Okay, so now I am what I'm gonna do is I am going to so I think these all are kind of hands-on. You need to take help and you need to kind of practice yourself, then only you will be very much comfortable using it. But I will show you some of the important things that is really helpful. For example, here you want to kind of so there is something called as Markdown, which is really helpful. So I'm just changing the mode to Markdown mode. And once I selected Markdown mode, I can write any text. For example, I'm writing this is Markdown mode. I am writing, okay, just let's see this, and then shift enter. So I'm running this. You can see this is a text that I have written. It is not throwing me any error. If you are using this in any other editor like PyCharm or Spider, you will get error. Those IDEs will not allow you to write text, but I mean, they are not supporting Markdown, but Jupyter Notebook is supporting Markdown. So you must be knowing what is Markdown. So whatever like creating tables, giving like kind of headings, underlying, bold, italic, everything you can do using this Markdown, right? So for example, I'll show you some of the projects where it is really helpful. For example, this is some of the like code file, right? Um, see, if you see this, this is a Jupyter Notebook file. If you see this, see, I have, before starting the code, I have written what is this project is about, right? So I have written all the column information. So the credit policy is this, I'm explaining everything. So next time when you open this code, you will understand what I am doing and what is this data is about, from where I'm pulling the data. Even I have included the URLs, right? So if you click this, it will take you to the URL link. See, this is the URL from where we have pulled the data. Plus you can see the Python code with, before that I'm writing headings. So I'm saying, okay, these all are the blocks of code which will actually importing all the libraries. This is like to get data. This is the code to get the data. Um, some text I'm writing here, use pandas to read loan CSV as a data frame called loans. So this explains what exactly the below line of code is doing. Now I think it will be very clear to you how I have created this. So if you want, see, this is how I have created. So to hash, right, the headings, and This basically this 2 star is nothing but bold. I'll explain you that as well. If you run this, this is how I will get. So actually there is a space, that's why it is not bold. If you write in this way, now it will become bold. See, right? So this is what the markdown is. Mm, right? So once you learn how to use it, you can also create nice documents like this. This is a data science small project, right? I'm just correlating what we are learning and in future classes how we are going to use those, right? Hope I am clear. Okay, so this is text that I have written. So now how to write, I will not go much detail on Markdown because Markdown is very generic. It's not related to data science. I hope like everybody knows about it, but I'll tell you about some of the important things that you can use. For example, bold. It's always like some text you want to highlight by writing bold and italic. So how to write this? So just type, but first you need to change it to Markdown mode. Don't forget it to change, otherwise it will give you error. Let's not change. Let's take it in code mode and write. Let's say this is bold, right? And I have written, I just need to type star star and then here star star. If I run this, I'm getting error because it is in code mode. It is expecting Python syntax, right? I need to change it to Markdown. Now if I run this, okay, 1 second. First I need to change it to Markdown and then I can bold 2 star. This is bold, right? So this is a bold text, right? Similarly, if I want italic, 1 star. So let's say this is star. Then run this again. I forgot to change it to Markdown. Always keyboard shortcut M. So I escape and then M will change it to Markdown. And then I will type star. This is italic star and then run, right? So what else you can do? You can bold it. You can do italic. Other things are like block quotes. This is also sometime it is very important. Let's say you want to kind of create a block. So let's say this is again I need to change it to Markdown, and then this is uh, block quote. Right, see, this is a kind of block. So let's say you want to kind of some important text or something you want to write within a block. So this is how you can write. See, this is a kind of block. If you want to give, let's say if you want to write a horizontal line or you want to underline something horizontal line, if you want to give, again it's again very simple. Just type 3 times hyphen and then write, change it to Markdown again. This is a line, right? 3 times hyphen and shift enter. No, I think it's hyphen or underscore. I forgot, 1 second. No, it's not working. Okay, so there is another way. Sometimes you may forget all this. So if you forget all this, like the shortcuts, the thing is you just follow the Markdown syntax. For example, you can also write HR, right? HR for horizontal line and change it to Markdown and then this. So this is nothing but a horizontal line. Similarly, this italic bold, you can use the Markdown, that is B. You can write this in B like this. Within B, B means bold, and like this is bold. And then within this, you can again write B. See, both are bold, right? You can give some space. So you can always use the Markdown, like if you forget this shortcuts, but I feel like writing and again ending this tags is again a pain, right? You need to write B and then again need to close it. So better if you remember the shortcuts. But again, your choice. Right? So far what we have seen, how to give headings, how to write any text in Markdown mode, how to make it bold, how to make it italic, how to create a block quote, how to write horizontal line, right? So far, is it clear for all? Is it clear? One,
Syntax is different for bold and italic. Bold 2 stars and italic 1 star.
yes, bold 2 star, italic 1 star.
Okay.
So what you can do is once I complete it, right, I will be sharing this Jupyter notebook. Uh, Anything, right, you just click, double click. 1 second. For example, this, you will, if you double click, you can see the syntax, right? And then run. So you can keep this Jupyter Notebook tutorial as a reference. Later on, whenever you are forgetting, you can go and check this, right? Okay. Uh, 1 second. I just minimize this GoToMeeting. I don't know where it went. I'm not able to see the chat window. So if you are asking any question in the chat window, typing anything, I'm not able to see. 1 second. I don't know where it went. Okay. Okay.
For
So
Mac, I think just hover all the three fingers to see where all the windows are.
Ma'am, please go to meeting.
Probably if you hover it with all your three fingers, you can find all the windows that are open for you.
Ma'am, actually you are sharing a screen, that is why you are not seeing it. But you have to go to meeting tab.
yeah, I got it. GoToMeeting, I got it. Yep.
On the side tab, you have the icon there.
Yeah, I got it. Yep. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. So this is like for horizontal line. Next, what? Like these all are like very useful when you create documents. These are kind of every day you are going to use. So you learn once and use it always, right? Next is okay. One more important thing is list, right? Ordered list or unordered list. For example, I want to create a list, Markdown, and then I'm going to create, let's say, this is item 1, this is item 2, this is item 3, right? What I'm doing, I'm just writing a hyphen and then giving some space, and then I'm just typing whatever item, right? Item, or maybe I can simply write item 1, item 2, and item 3. So this is an unordered list. So this is, let me run it, then I can show you, right? Just a bullet point. If you see, this is how you can use it in real time. See, here we have used it. If you go up, see all the column information in bullet points, right? How I have created, just very simple, hyphen and then space. This is unordered, but let's say I want to give numbering 1 2 3 4. How to do that? Again, very simple. First you need to change it to Markdown, and then you can create 1 dot space no 1 dot space item 1, 2 dot space, just type the numbers, giving some space, item 2 and 3 dot space item 3 and then run it, right? So this is how you can create an ordered list 1 2 3. So this list is very useful sometimes when you want to kind of, let's say, um, categorize something or want to kind of um, write in a list format. You have so many things like point wise you want to write, you can use this unordered or ordered. Very simple, right? Sometimes okay, so this is very helpful. Other very helpful thing is line break. So for example, we are writing a text. If I write this is my first line and you want to write this is my second line, but you don't want to write it in the same line. Let's say you don't want to write anything, but this you want to write in a different line. So you can simply do it using line break. So BR, right? BR is line break. Okay, so this is in code mode, right? So 2 lines, separate lines. So if you don't write BR, everything will be in one line, right? So you can write BR for line break. Even you are writing a bunch of text and you want like paragraph wise you want to write, uh, like after 5 or 6 text you want to write the next text in the next line, you can simply write BR. So this is a kind of line break, right? um yeah, so
Hello, ma'am.
yeah, yeah, Ram.
Ma'am, no closing tag for BR.
No closing tag.
Okay.
Okay, now what else you can do?
Um,
Yeah,
I have one more doubt. There
yeah.
is no command to get default 1, 2, 3 numbering. We are writing 1, 2, 3, right?
No, no, they, for everything I'm just showing you the uh, other shortcuts for everything that I have shown, right? Starting from this bold, italic, whatever markdown we are writing, for each and everything you can use markdown syntax as well, right? For example, let's say this ordered list or unordered list, right? You can, but it's a very, I don't like it because so many things you need to, all the tags you need to open, you need to close, all these things you need to take care. So simple 1 2 3, it is very complex if you write in this way. First you need to write ordered list. If you are creating a ordered thing, if you are creating unordered, you can write unordered list and then you can create, let's say, list, sorry, this is exactly same as markdown. For example, list, and this is nothing but item 1. You close this, right, and copy this. Let's say if you want to create, you want to put 3 items, then 3 times you need to do this, item 2, item 3, and finally once you completed all the list, you need to close this and then you need to run, change it to markdown and then run the same thing. But see how complex it is. So this is very simple, just one dot space. It's very fast also. So when you're creating when you're writing code in real time industry, right, you don't have time to go with this markdown syntax. So this is easier, that's why I'm showing you this. But everything that I have shown you, you can also use markdown syntax, right? Yeah. Okay, so next what? Next is nothing but you're adding hyperlinks, which is very important. For example, this, if you see this, I have added some URL links, right? So if you see this, how I have added, so there are two ways. One is you can use again markdown or you can use the syntax. Let me show you here. So what you can do is uh, to underscore underscore underscore, and then you can write the text. Let's say this is a link to Google, right? And then you can write the URL, so the Google URL, right? Or let's say this URL I want to. So I just want to copy this and I will paste here, right? And then again to underscore and then change it to Markdown and then run, right? So this is a link to Google, and this is how I have added a hyperlink. If you click this, it will take you to that page, right? So what I did, just if you open this, it's very simple. To underscore, within this bracket you need to write the text that you want to show, and within bracket you can write the URL of that particular website and end this by to underscore, right? And if you run this, you will get this. There's another way. If you find this little difficult, you can also use Markdown. So I think everybody know how to use Markdown for adding URL. A followed by href equals to, you can give the URL, right? What you want to, the URL link, and then you can write the text, right? So let's say text is, this is the link to Google, right? And then you can again close this by this A tag you need to close. Sorry, this says should be in the Markdown mode. Why this is coming? I think there's some space issue. 1 second. Okay. I think I'm doing some syntactical error. You can check, right? But
Remove that
again,
greater than.
okay.
After A,
See,
you have mentioned greater than symbol.
Okay. Here. Sorry. Mhm.
href is a
One.
part of A
I
tag.
think you can check. Yeah. 1 second. I think okay. I don't know. I'm doing some syntactical error. You can check, right? This is very common. Just give me 1 minute.
You know that
greater
Just give
than,
me
ma'am.
1 minute.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think you can check. This is a very common tag, right? I mean, very common Markdown tag. So you can check if there is any syntax error, or maybe we can check. But this is alternate way. I do prefer this way. But if you want to use this way, maybe I'm doing some syntactical error. I don't know what. Okay, let me check this. Let's say 1 second. Is there any HTML href? Okay, so this is way. Okay, sorry, I am closing here. 1 second. I think this is the error.
yeah, close it here.
Yeah. Okay. Just give me 1 second. 1 second, please. Yeah, right. So, I mean, this Markdown, you can always take help. I'm also not expert, so you can always take help from Google if you want to use. But yeah, um, so these all are the kind of keyboard shortcuts which are really helpful when you want to create documents in Jupyter Notebook, right? Is this clear? All things. Last thing I want to tell you, that is how to insert images. How to insert images. So I will not show you the command because I mean the easiest way I think is insert. There's an insert tab here. I think here it is not coming. Okay, normally, okay, no problem. I'll tell you. It should come. Insert image is an option. I don't know why it is not coming. So if it is not coming, you can insert images using again the same markdown. You can use image. One second. You can use image and then right, source. You can write the source, what image you want to insert. Source equals to where you have saved it, the image source. Then after you source equals to what, where is the image you have saved, and then you can write, yeah, I think then you can also inside this you can specify the width and the height, right? Let's say width equals to 500, right? And let's say height equals to, let's say something, let's say 500. Just give me 1 second. Okay, so this is this is how you can insert images. Image followed by source. If you have any doubt, you can always take help. So just you can take help how to markdown command for inserting image. But image source equals to, you can give this the location where you have saved the image, right? The PNG or whatever format image, and then you can specify width, height. So this is something which is not related to Python. This is very generic markdown, whatever syntax is markdown, the same thing will work here. But I have not shown you all the markdown syntax because I think everybody can take help from Google. But all these shortcuts are really very much fast when you go to coding mode, and when you are writing code. Um, this document creation, I think it should be very fast. So all these keyboard shortcuts, don't try to remember in one time. When you use it gradually, you will be familiar with everything, right? Slowly you will be comfortable using all these commands. And anytime you need help, you can take help from here. So this is a nice overview about Jupyter Notebook. More than this, you can always download. Let's say I have done everything, I have written everything, I want to download and save this file. If you want to download this, go here, file, and then download as. You have so many options. You have HTML format, you have Markdown, you have Notebook, PDF, Python format, so many formats. Let's say I don't want to share my code with anybody. I want to download in PDF format. You can select PDF. Yeah, think it's not supporting. I don't know why. But you can try. It will support in your system. Then you have another format, HTML. If I download HTML format, let's say you want to share this code with your manager like who is a boss, who is managing a huge large team. Some team members are working in Java, some team members are working in Python. He doesn't has Python installed. Only to see your code, no need to install Python, just he can see it from HTML, like from web, right? Without having Python as a software, right? So this is HTML. Again, the .py, everybody knows .py is nothing but the Python file. Uh, This is the Python code file extension. You can download that, and there is a very special format, that is IPYNB notebook, IPYNB format. If you download IPYNB format, this IPYNB format is only supported by Jupyter Notebook. So do not confuse hence onwards. Please remember this, very, very important. Whatever form, whatever files, whatever Python files I am gonna share with you, mostly those will be, I will be sharing in both formats. I'll try to share in both PY and IPYNB. But if it is IPYNB format, don't try to open it in Spider or PyCharm. It will not support. Any other IDE will not support except Jupyter Notebook. This is a very specific to Jupyter Notebook format. It will only open in Jupyter. How to open? Very simple. Just upload wherever you have downloaded. Let's say this is Jupyter Notebook tutorial. Just now I have downloaded. Now I will open it. Just upload, open, upload. So this is already there, so I don't want to overwrite. Otherwise, there's another option also here. If your file has been saved in any of the folders, downloads, documents, wherever, just go there. You'll find all the Jupyter Notebook formats. Um, and then you can actually select anything, right, from there, right? So what we have seen a complete tutorial on Jupyter Notebook. You want to create a new notebook, select this Python 3 new notebook. You want to make a copy of this, make a copy. One new file will be created. This is just exact replica of your file. You want to save as by default. It's a very important point. Again, let me repeat, by default in every 1/22, Jupyter Notebook will save a file, right? Automatically it will be saved. Once you have created this Jupyter Notebook, two things will be created. I will repeat this, very important. 80% of the people don't know this. Very important for you to understand this. Once you open a Jupyter Notebook, two things will open. One is Jupyter Notebook and one is a checkpoint file, right? So it's a kind of backup file. Jupyter does it automatically for you. In every 1/22, it will be auto save. So whatever I have done, it will be auto save in 1/22 by default. So two file will be updated simultaneously in 1/22. Whatever you have done here, this Jupyter Notebook primary file will also be replicated in the checkpoint file. Where you can get checkpoint file? Wherever I am saving this file, Jupyter Notebook, wherever I am saving, in the same directory, there is a hidden folder known as checkpoints.ipynb. That is the checkpoint file for your primary file, right? So if you don't do anything also, everything is getting backed up in this checkpoint file. But let's say within that 1/22 something happened and your Jupyter Notebook crashed. In that time, you will not get the checkpoint file. You will get, I mean, if you want to take recovery, it will go back to your previous work that you will get. So sometimes when you're working in a very important code and you don't want to miss, a very good practice is use this save and checkpoint. So if I click this, um, save and checkpoint, it is a few seconds ago the checkpoint file is updated, right? So do not forget to, once you log out, so what happened, it's happened with me, I'm telling you a real-time situation. So every Friday night, system get updated, some system restart happening, right? So what happened is last time, I just run some code and without like clicking the 7 checkpoint, I went for a tea break. When I came, some that system upgrade happened and my file, I just like I did not saved it, so I just lost it because it's restarted the system. um, Again, I can only recover the last checkpoint, right? So that's why I'm saying the save and checkpoint is very important. Revert to checkpoint is nothing but the last checkpoint. Let's say you want to um, go back to your last checkpoint. This will take you to the last checkpoint, mostly helpful for recovery purpose. If your system crashed, you can go back to your checkpoint and get the file back. Save and checkpoint will actually, if you press save and checkpoint, what it is doing, as I said, there are two files. One is primary notebook file and one is a checkpoint file. Your primary notebook file, whatever content it has, it will be reflecting the same thing in the checkpoint file. if you press this save and checkpoint, right? So yeah, so with this, I think this is a very nice tutorial on Jupyter Notebook. You can create new notebook. You can open any of the existing notebook from here, selecting. You can download it in any of the format. Um, you can save and checkpoint, you can rename, you can save as, you can make a copy of it, you can run, you can select markdown code, you can give headings, write markdowns, you can create new cells by typing AB above or below or simply pressing this plus. You can delete cells by this scissor or cut symbol. You can give headings, you can write markdown, you can do all the markdowns, making it bold, italic, block quotes, giving horizontal line, ordered list, unordered list. You can create hyperlinks. um, you can insert images. um, yeah, so with this you can create, now you are in a position to create nice documents like this. Everything you can, like whatever is there in the file, everything you can create now, right? So hence onwards, this tutorial is very helpful. Whenever I'm giving any assignment, I'm expecting you, mostly the machine learning or data science project, I'm expecting you to do it in Jupyter. As a as an instructor, I will be getting 15-20 project files. I will not be understanding what code you are writing. Please document it properly, give proper headings, write proper text. Like this, you need to create nice documents, what you are doing, why you are doing, everything you need to explain. Um, and then let's say you are writing some of the kind of visualization graph, then write the outcome, what you understood from that graph. For example, uh, create a histogram of two figures. What I'm saying is, I will repeat what I'm saying, but write proper document. Document your documentation is very important when you share your code with others, because like me, when you're sharing your code with your uh, teammates, they will be not understanding until unless you had documented it properly. So better documentation is a very good practice. It is always appreciated. And in good companies, they will not accept your code until unless you have written your code according to industry standard. And we are following Jupyter Notebook in our team. We have a standard document. We have a standard way of writing code. Every code should have all those documents. So you should write all the versions. You should write, I mean, maybe sometimes when we finish this course, I can show you the template, right? I hope this is from scratch, from very basic, this is very advanced. So now you are very, I must say, you are very comfortable using Jupyter. Now your assignment is go back to your home and try everything by your own. Whatever you have seen in the class, you need to do everything by your own, right? And make yourself very much comfortable in Jupyter. Okay. So is it clear for everyone?
I have a small doubt.
Yeah.
In Jupyter we write code and we write documentation. For everything we need to write a documentation for
Sorry, Jupyter code. Could you please repeat?
code, and we are writing documentation. So for
Yeah.
every program or everything we need to write documentation. No
It's
need.
better, right? No, it's a user choice. Whether you want to document your code or not, it's a user choice. You can simply write all codes. No need to, if you don't want to document, you like spider and everything, right? You can write simple comments and you can write your code. But Jupyter has that option which gives you freedom, or maybe a benefit of using Jupyter is documentation, right? So it's user choice.
Do documentation, it will be very easy if we are sharing with others. That's the point.
Correct. Yes.
One second note I have. You told about checkpoints. Is it
Yeah.
same with DBMS? We have checkpoints in database.
Not
So,
exactly, but yeah, I mean, I not exactly, but I mean that is more advanced than this. This is simply there are two files, and when the moment you press 7 checkpoint, the primary file is like updated. The checkpoint file is updated with the primary file, so that anytime your primary file crashed, you can take a recovery from the checkpoint file. That's the concept.
we are using the HTML tags here. Is there anything between HTML and this Jupyter?
No, I mean Markdown, right? Markdown code is same. So I mean there are shortcuts as well. Like whatever you're doing in Markdown, mostly you can do everything in Jupyter.
You know,
Yeah.
Ma'am, you have mentioned that the Jupyter notebook will create a self checkpoint in every 120 seconds, right?
Ideally that should be, but I can see sometimes it is not updating. Uh, I'm not sure exactly about the timing because it's very much changing. I read somewhere like it is changing. I mean auto saving everything in 120
Yeah,
second.
it is mentioned that it is auto save, but
Auto
at
saved.
what
Yeah.
time?
You can check that. I think it's exact time. I think it is 120 second, but r- as I said, in each Anaconda version, maybe they are including some new features and all. So I'm not pretty sure. So what I do is every time, whenever I'm writing any particular very important code, I never forget to save and checkpoint. Right? So that's the best practice. But I mean, if you don't do that, also it will auto save. But let's say sometimes something happened, it crashed, then I mean you will lose your code, right? So that's why.
Okay, ma'am.
Yep. Okay, yep. So
sure, ma'am.
um yep.
Okay.
Okay, so I think tomorrow we can take a break. Tomorrow is Christmas, and also it's a holiday for everyone, so tomorrow you take a break. Tomorrow I am also out of station. Now also I'm out of station. I'll be reaching back to my place on 31st. So that's why you can like heard some of the noise, right, background. So that will not happen when I go to my workplace, like hometown, right?
Ma'am,
Tomorrow, yeah.
ma'am, I have requested the access to your drive, ma'am. I got the link from the organizer, but I'm not able to access your drive because my email ID is not linked with the Google account. I have a separate email ID which is linked to my Google Drive. So can you please grant me the access so I can access your drive?
So till now it is okay, but hence onwards from today's class onwards, you need the class notes, right? So
Yeah.
I need everybody's email ID to give you access. You will get everything in Google Drive. It is better if you share your Gmail ID, not any other ID. Please share, and I will be sharing all the materials. I will be uh, like reaching out to your organizer, and once they share all the email IDs with me, I will be sharing all the materials with all those email IDs. Once I share, everybody will get access.
Okay, okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. So your task is please reach out to your organizer and share your email IDs with them, right? Okay.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am, I've
guys.
shared my updated email ID.
Okay. Yeah, I'll collect from them. I'll reach out to them. It is too late now. It's 9:40. Most surely I'll be reach out to them tomorrow morning, and once I get immediately, I'll share with everyone. Okay.
So the next class will be day after tomorrow, right?
Day after tomorrow, there will be no class tomorrow. I'm out of station.
Okay.
I'm traveling. I cannot take. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay, guys. So let's connect day after tomorrow, 26th, the same time, 8:30. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Sasmitha, two small doubts I have actually.
Yeah.
Can I go ahead now?
Yeah.
Yeah, one with the project what we'll be doing as part of this course. So I was asking whether whatever we will be doing, the dataset will not be there in any public domain, right? I mean Kaggle or something like that. Those dataset will be
No, no, no,
something
no.
unique.
Dataset unique means, see, there are so many. All the projects are not from Kaggle dataset, but the approach will be different. Dataset will be from public because from where I will get dataset, right? So it may
Okay,
not be in Kaggle, but maybe somewhere else. But dataset will be present in public. I'm not going to get dataset from any private repository, right? So dataset is
okay.
public dataset only. The
And
approach will be different, and I don't believe it depends on the dataset. Mostly it depends on the approach. It depends on the code that you are
yeah, yeah,
writing on
makes
top
sense,
of the
makes sense.
dataset.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So next thing, whether time series is part of this course, time series model.
Time series is in the advanced module. So there is an advanced data science where time series, HMM, deep learning, NLP is included. So it's a very vast course, around 3.5 months. I splitted it into two parts. If you are taking this
Okay,
3.5 months course, you will be getting everything. If you are not interested for this, you can directly enroll for the advanced course where you will be getting Python plus advanced data science, which includes time series, NLP, and deep learning.
okay, okay. Thanks,
That's
thanks.
again 1.5 months course. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, guys. Okay, guys. Let's connect. I'm just leaving the meeting. Let's connect day after tomorrow. Yeah. Thank you all. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Merry Christmas. Yeah. Merry Christmas to all.